Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for choosing Mukwa Times. So far, we can tell comfortably that William Ruto is out to finish the ODM party completely. And somehow, most of the ODM leaders have been blinded by money, so they cannot be able to see beyond their mouths and stomachs. And somehow, William Ruto was also able to convince Raila Amolo Odinga. Oh, probably Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto had agreed that William Ruto is taking the party. He's taking over the party. If they had not agreed, then William Ruto somehow played Raila Amolo Odinga. Right now, one thing you all have to know, it is that holding the Nairobi seat of any kind, either as a senator, governor, MP, or even MCA, there's a picture it brings out that you are no longer local, you are national. You are no longer local, because when you are in Kisii, you realize that it is 40 people, for instance. You go to Nairobi, you have a 40 people MP. It shows that this party, it is national. So, the ideal thing right now, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is that William Ruto is out to finish the ODM from the National League to just a certain corner of Luo Nyanza. And if you think I'm lying, listen to what I want to take you through here on this particular video, because that is the basis of this particular video. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos here, take a second or two, subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to take you through step by step on what has been happening in the ODM camp. In 2022, we had a potential gubernatorial aspirant from Luhya land by the name Tim Wanyonyi. If this guy could have found himself at the ballot, probably could have beaten Johnson Sakaja. Because there's some maturity that he brings out. There's some bit of leadership that comes out of him. But now somehow, he stepped down. After Sakaja started performing badly, people started saying, could we have considered Tim? Nairobi could have been a different town or city. Could we have considered Tim? We could not be complaining and crying a lot. Could we have considered Tim? There could be no drinking, partying across Nairobi while Nairobi is failing. So people started having this picture that Tim Wanyonyi can be a better option coming 2022. People started developing the idea. Suddenly, Tim Wanyonyi announced that he's going for the Bungoma gubernatorial seat. Ladies and gentlemen, as we speak today, things never the same again. Even in Bungoma itself, it's a challenge for him. It's a big problem. So already Nairobi is no longer in the picture. Once you go, you can't just come back and tell people, oh, I went, now I'm back. Like who? So the fact remains in Bungoma, ladies and gentlemen, it's difficult. But now the most important thing is that William Ruto has been able to manage to drive away one of the potential gubernatorial aspirants from Nairobi back to the village, hence weakening the ODM party to a great extent. Tim Wanyonyi had intended to go with the ODM party for the gubernatorial race. But now the moment Raila Amolo Odinga and the ODM team allowed Tim Wanyonyi to be driven away all the way to Bungoma, then ODM was weakened. That was among the first steps of weakening the ODM. The second thing William Ruto did in Nairobi, it is to have Raila Amolo Odinga by his side, so that he can make Luos feel they are in power. Why? Wao ndio serikali. Akikoa watu wanaitika. So as this was happening, William Ruto was calculating, how is my influence moving across Nairobi? How are people receiving me? And you realize William Ruto can go to a certain constituency, mobilize very well and be able to do well without Raila Amolo Odinga, without even the MPs, without even the ODM people. Meaning he was getting his own ground. He had skipped the people, the leaders. He was with the people already, especially those who could support him. That was a step to weaken the ODM party. William Ruto diluting Raila Amolo Odinga's influence in Nairobi. Now, Raila Amolo Odinga we knew was not the same. Did you imagine at any point Raila Amolo Odinga could plan to have a Kamkunji rally and then it fails? You don't go there because of security issues. Is that Raila? No. That is not Raila. That's a weak one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, The other thing that William Ruto did is to have the ODM team with him. The broad-based team, including now TJ Kajwang, including Anthony Oluoch. People expected to retain their seats because of the opposition influence. Now they're in government and their seats are under threat. Their ability to get back to parliament come 2027, it has reduced significantly. Right now, they have lost the canvas who could have voted for them. In Madara, it's no longer the same again because people are not going to vote for them. The opposition will be divided. Like now, in that I mean, the support base for the ODM party, that one in government and that one in opposition, will be seen clearly. So there are people who will support those opposition side and there are people who will support the government side from the ODM side. So the fact remains as we move forward, they guarantee that those people don't have a genuine assurity that they are going to get those seats back. Anthony Oluoch and of course TJ Kajwang. And that means in 2027, there is a likelihood that these 2 seats will be lost, weakening the ODM party. The only seat that might likely be retained is that one of Kibra. That one of Kibra. Purely that one of Kibra. And if they're not careful, it might also be taken away. Because you all remember how Mariga went to that place. He does not live there. He was not a voter there. But the moment he found himself there for the campaigns, really struggled to have that gentleman win at that particular point after the death of Okoth. So it is not easy. The last scenario, it's the most recent one, where we had Felix Odiwuor Jalango deciding to go for the senatorial seat. Who did they sit down with and agree I'm going for the senatorial seat? What I'm sure about, it's not the ODM party. Now as you speak, the Langata seat is at jeopardy. That seat is going. The person coming to replace Jalango, it's the plan of William Ruto. It is not from the ODM party. It's the UDA. All those who are there, strong leaders, they have been left out. So the fact remains, the UDA person is going to take that seat. Meaning, Langata, where Raila Amolo Odinga used to live, it's also gone. Jalango, apart from just losing the Langata seat, be rest assured that guy is not going to win the senatorial seat because he does not have the people. He does not represent. There is no good thing you can look at Jalango and say, this is a future of this country. This is a leader of this caliber. Not track record, not from his speech, not from his behavior. There is nothing. This guy is just, an influencer. Lack of leadership. Because there's nothing you can see that is youthful with him. When we needed the finance bill 2023 to be voted out, he voted in. When he wanted people to say no to William Ruto, he said yes. When he wanted people to come out to the streets and join the youth, he was in the house. So in a nutshell, he does not represent even the youth, older generations, or even the young generations. So there is no way he can get the Nairobi senatorial seat. No way. He has no numbers. He's not loved by lawyers, neither is he loved by lawyers, whom I think is depending on for the seat. So there is no way Jalango can beat anyone for the senatorial seat. So there's a likelihood he might spoil for Sifuna and also lose the seat, as well lose the Langata seat. So then in the entire Nairobi, all the ODM seats will be lost. And eventually, ODM will be weak. So people will be like, where else? It's Luo Nyanza. And the illusion is taking place there. But the fact remains, that's the only area now that's going to be assured of getting ODM candidates. Not all of them, but just a few. Or maybe, let me say the majority. I don't know what's your take on the comment section. Share with me, ladies and gentlemen, what you think. My name is Abel Mukwa. Thank you so much for watching.